The humble shulker box. We all know it and love it because it's a portable storage system. So in here we can hide our riches, and yeah, they come in all different colours as well, which is awesome. But the unfortunate thing is that you have to manually take items out. And what if there was an automated way for that? Well, look no further because I have a solution for an automatic shulker box unloader. Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Mighty High, and in this video I'm going to show you how to build this easy shulker box unloader. So if you like these kind of videos, then please click that like button, and if you really liked it, then click the subscribe button because it really does help out the channel, and I thank you so much for doing that. So with that said, let's get on with the video. So all the items you will need for this build are in this chest here. So we need some building blocks. I'm using quartz bricks because I really like them. So we need some repeaters and some comparators. We won't need many, probably about one or two. Some redstone torches, a sticky piston and normal piston, both are needed. Then we've got a dispenser to dispense our shulker boxes, some hoppers so we can actually collect our items, a minecart and hopper to make the items faster, and we'll also need some iron bars. This is to align the minecart and hopper. So let's grab all of these items and get on with the build. Alright, so let's start off over here. We're going to go up a few blocks and start roughly around here, I guess. So the first thing I would suggest you do is actually have the hoppers in first so we can collect all the items. So to do that, we've got a 4x4 here. We're going to place hoppers face down like that, so they're facing down. It's helpful to have a block there, otherwise you get this kind of scenario when you're trying to place the block. If you place a block like that, that hopper faces that direction. That's not what you want, so just make sure that they're facing down like that. We can get rid of these blocks now, and then what we need is our iron bars. So what we do is these iron bars are to help us align our minecart and hopper. We also actually need a rail as well, which I forgot to get. So let's place our rail down there. It doesn't matter what corner, and we want to place our bars like that in that formation, like so. Then if we place our minecart and hopper and give it a nudge forward, it then lines against this bar here. We can now get rid of that rail, and what we want to do now is push this minecart in between that gap where the iron bars are, and all we need to do is just push it like that. It's also helpful if you press F3 and B so you can see the hitbox of the minecart, and as you can see there, it's right against that corner. So that's pretty much it for the minecarts. We need to do that again on the bottom layer, so let's do that. This is basically just to help out with the items. So to do the bottom layer, it's actually helpful to place the hoppers first. So we want the hoppers on that layer there. So let's place our hoppers like that. Then what we do is we want to place our rail there and our iron bars like so. And we need to get into that gap, and it's not always easy. You could do this from bottom to top as well if you wanted to build the bottom layer and then the top layer, but you've got the minecart in the way, and it's really easy to move the minecart if you did it that way. So I would suggest you do it this way, and it's quite easy. All you need to do is get yourself an oak trapdoor. We can then place our minecart like that. We'll place a block there. Then we can push. We can't even push that yet. So what we do is shift click our trapdoor onto this hopper. Release the trapdoor, and then we can move our minecart like so. And then when while we're still crawling, we can push that into the corner like so, and that's it. Then we can get rid of that trapdoor, and we can also get rid of these iron bars as well if you wanted to. So now they're gone, we've got our items. So if we put, let's say, 5 stacks in there, they get evenly distributed into these hoppers. Then these hoppers will distribute them into this minecart and hopper, which you can't actually see, but I assure you the items are going through, and they're going through on all 4 of these hoppers, and when that happens, that means it's working. So then what you could do is link these hoppers here to your storage system, or in this case, I'm just going to use some chests like so. So this is just for an example. So now we've got the hoppers in place, we now can get on with building this. So what we want to do is come to this corner here and place a junk block there and then a block above it like so. And this is basically where our dispenser is going to go. So if we place our dispenser here, and if we get a shulker box, right, so I've got a shulker box full of items. If we place it there, we open it and we can see our items getting drained via this minecart and hopper, and this minecart and hopper, as I've just showed you, is going to drain all the items and eventually they end up in this chest. It is quite fast, although sometimes it's a bit slow as well, depending on how many items you have in this shulker box and how fast they get dispensed. So now what we want to do is we actually want to get our redstone in. So what we want to do is we want to come over to this side of the shulker box and place ourselves a block, actually, because we can get a comparator output for a block. So that's what we're going to do. So we place a block next to the shulker, then we place a comparator. The reason for this block is basically just to block it in so that there's less of a chance of this shulker box randomly going somewhere we don't want it to and not getting collected from these hoppers here. So that's the reason why we've got it here. It will be explained, it will become clear soon enough. But let's get on with the rest of the redstone. So then we want a block next to that comparator like so. Then we come over to this side, the side where the dispenser is, and we want to place ourselves a redstone torch right there. Then we'll place a block there, and we want a repeater facing that way, and then we want a block there and then some redstone dust placed there, and that will power this dispenser if there's anything in it, so don't worry about that. So now what we want to do is we want to come over to this side, but first what we want to do is we actually want to place ourselves a piston on top of this shulker box. So what we're going to do is we're going to place our normal piston facing that way like so, junk blocks to help me place that. And then we're going to be powering this piston. So the way we power this piston is we come over to this side of where this comparator is going to be powering. We'll place a redstone torch there. We then want to come out a couple of blocks. So that's one block there, which is where the redstone torch is. And that block there, we can get rid of them too now. And we want to be placing ourselves a redstone repeater. Then what we want is we want a sticky piston on this block where this redstone repeater is, like so. That will power this piston, which is what it's supposed to do, so don't worry about that. Then we'll place a block on top of that piston like so. We'll come down here, place a block there as well. Then we want to place a repeater facing that way on top of this block, and then we can just hook the rest up with redstone piston there even. So all we want to do is we can power that block, and then we can just redstone dust up here. So over in this example I did it slightly different, but it's still the same concept. All I did was power this block with the redstone torch leading into a repeater instead, but over here we've basically just got this redstone torch powering the repeater, and it works the same way, so don't worry about that. And we do need one more thing. This repeater actually needs to be on 4 ticks. So that is that, and this should be working now. So if we just fill this up with, say, that many, and we'll duplicate it and put it some in here. So we're seeing the items come out of this shulker box here. Once this is empty, it will break, and then it should dispense a new one, and there we go. And then it just repeats the cycle until this dispenser is empty. And I wouldn't worry about shulker boxes like that too much, because they should end up going through the hoppers before they run out of time, and I hate the weather in this map sometimes. So the only thing we need to do is basically just encase this in glass or any block you want. I'm using glass just so we can see it, but we just want to encase this part here, probably about there as well, in glass. This is just to make sure that the shulker boxes don't end up flying over in this direction or over here and missing the hoppers, because it is likely to happen when you're using this kind of mechanic. So that's the reason why we just want to basically box it in so that we don't end up losing anything. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, a really quite fast shulker box unloader. Oh yeah, we actually need to activate it now, it's not finished. So what we can do there is basically just come down here to this block, place a button there, and then press that button, and that should activate the system again. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video, and now you should be able to build this really cool shulker box unloader on your own. So if you have any comments, then please put it down in the comments below. I will be happy to read them and help you out if you need to. So my name is Mighty High. If you like this video, then please click the like button, and if you really liked it, then click the subscribe button and ding that bell for further uploads. I've been Mighty High, and thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.